can just look at that from a women's point of view and you're like, yeah, that's gotta be nice. A lot of attention goes on the outside, more really to our pleasure organ. I got so confused. And they're like choking. This is actually letting somebody enter your body. There was no more fun. I was just scared as a girl. So you could be super horny and sexual in your lingerie, but you couldn't have sex. And then the whole fun part of sex is gone. And that's going to make your life so much more horny. Today's video is brought to you by Dipsea, an erotic audio app where sexual wellness meets storytelling. Designed by women, for women. You've probably at least once in your life stumbled upon a pornographic website. And what did you find? Aggressive, degrading, in-your-face images that are far more likely to make you feel offended than to actually turn you on. But ladies, things are about to change. You see, what we need is a more gentle approach. We need to calm our mind, open our senses, and get teased in a pleasurable way to unleash our inner sex goddess. Dipsea is your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or heat things up with a partner. Find stories about that intriguing coworker with a British accent, or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. They even have stories designed specifically for your zodiac sign. Are you curious? And that's great, because Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial for all my viewers. Just click on the link in the description box below or go to dipseastories.com/Isabel. Yep, that is 30 days of full access for free. If you just go to dipseastories.com/Isabel. Enjoy your me time and enjoy this video. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right, so this might be a bit different for you to see this subject in an ASMR video. I kind of wanted to turn this into a Ramble podcast, kind of an ASMR video. And I just want to speak my truth and talk about this taboo subject that I think needs to be talked about more, way more. So this video is for everyone, but especially women who can relate to what I've been through. But definitely everybody else, stick around, take some notes, and let's get into the video. I'm turning 33 this April, and after my burnout, when I was almost 30, I've made it my mission to really connect with myself and just follow the path that works for me and make choices that fit my personality and just really discover who I am as a person. And a part of that and a big obstacle in that journey was my sexuality. And once I became more aware and once I connected more with myself, I noticed that that part of myself was totally disconnected. I didn't even know I had sexuality. What is that? I knew what sensuality was, and I used it a lot. And I wanted to be feminine and appeal to men. But really my own desires and my own yearnings and my own pleasurable side, I never discovered it really. I never really connected and had made my peace with that side of me until I really became more aware and connected with my body as well. So not just with my spirit and my mind, but also with my body. And what I noticed is that for me, getting people to notice me and getting respect from people is so important. I've always found that very important, that people speak highly of me. And I've grown up in maybe not the best environment. It's kind of brainwashes you a little bit, but my parents have always owned a gym ever since I was 6 years old. So a lot of my environment was physically based, really superficial kind of. And the people around me growing up, men especially, looked up to gorgeous women, like the Victoria's Secret women. That were the women that they put on a pedestal. And you notice those things. When you're a girl and you're growing up, you notice what men like and what they dislike and what they respect and what they don't. And so the Victoria's Secret models were like jaw-dropping and the goddesses and everything. But then they were always parading around in lingerie and, being sensual, sexual, teasing. And that was all okay. But as soon as we would talk about porn and porn actresses, they would have like zero admiration for those women. So you could be super horny and sexual in your lingerie, but you couldn't have sex because then all your value would disappear for men. That was what I noticed growing up as a girl, just watching men interact and what they talked about. And it's really confusing for a girl. You're like, okay, so I need to become super hot, really sexy, but I can't have sex because then men would find me low value. They would just think of me as trash. And for some reason you register this, the things that are being said around you. You lock it up in your safe in your head. I was like, okay, remember this. And I think I was very vulnerable. I actually got to the point where I got breast implants in because I wanted to be like the Victoria's Secret models that men worshipped. I wanted to be worshipped. I mean, that's freaking awesome. To have men like think you're a goddess. Who doesn't want that? I mean, that's great. But then I got my breast implants, and I didn't want men to just stare at my rack. So I would cover up to gain respect, because I felt like I was treated as an object if I would just show a lot of cleavage. And so I would cover up, because I wanted their respect. I didn't want to be just this bimbo. And I got so confused. And a little bit mad and frustrated that there was this double standard where guys could just explore their sexuality and sleep around, and then women would have to be super teasing and sexual but could not sleep around, because then you would be nobody would want to have anything to do with you. And I used to grow up in the 90s, so I had the Disney movies where the princesses, where their ultimate goals were to marry the prince who saved them, and princesses back in those days didn't really have too much abilities, weren't that strong, they just needed to be saved. And so that's what I believed as well, that I needed to be saved, that I needed a hero to just respect me and have a relationship with me, and yeah, just like in the Disney movies. So you wanted to be viewed as a woman, as wife material, relationship material, and you didn't want to be seen as the slut, the bimbo that just sleeps around. There's this sentence where, a lady in the streets, but a freak in the bed. Is that by Usher or something? I don't know. And it's in a music video, something. And that's so confusing. What do you mean, a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed? If we feel nothing but shame around sex because we are being degraded if we have it. I lost myself there. I did not know how to be a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. I wanted to be a lady everywhere. And then the whole fun part of sex is gone because you need to be free and wild and accepting yourself fully to be able to really enjoy intimacy. And I never really did enjoy it that much. Not to the extent that I do now. And that's because that missing piece of the puzzle was just blocking, the fun. There was no more fun. I was just scared as a girl that once I would sleep with a boy, that he would walk away because he wouldn't respect me anymore. The feminist movement really supports sexuality as well. But I do believe that there is still a lot of room for progress. Let me mention the points where I feel like we are still really messing up on this area and making it impossible for girls and women to be free and sexual and horny and just loving it, So the first thing, I have a few points, I've written them down. The first thing is the whole slut shaming is still going strong. The whole nude photos or nude videos are being spread over websites where girls are just being totally slut-shamed to the point where they want to end their lives they actually want to end their lives because a sexy photo or video of them leaked and went viral. This is still going on, and what kind of message are you sending when you judge a girl who's just owning her sexuality? And what do you think you achieve if you talk down about a girl who's just happy in her own sexual bubble? This keeps the feeling of shame going, the feeling of, ooh, as a girl, as a woman, being sexual is just not done, then you're a slut, you're worth nothing, you're trash. Which, everybody has sex. A lot of people actually have sex. It's how babies are born. It's a very normal thing. It's very, it's the root of our existence. Why would you shame someone, for that part of themselves? It's just natural. And it's still going strong, and I think that it just breaks my heart, honestly. And I think that's something that really needs to change. Then the next thing that I have is ghosting. So that's a term for when you get intimate with a person, usually when a girl gets intimate with a boy, and the boy just disappears. It doesn't follow through. He doesn't want to have a second date. It's just he's got what he wanted, he's ghosting. And I think a lot of women and girls are afraid that once they sleep with a boy or with a man, that he'll disappear. And I think the majority of women, I can't speak for all women, I'm sorry if it seems like I am, because I don't want that, but I feel like the majority of the women don't want friends with benefits or don't want one-night stands. They want a romantic connection. They want a relationship. They want their soulmate. They want someone to build a life with and, have passionate, wonderful sex with, but not someone that they share their bodies with who disappears, who lost interest. And I think because that still is going on, I think that's also a reason why women get nervous around sex, around sexuality, around getting turned on. Because that it's scary. You don't want the respect and the interest of someone who you like. You don't want that to go away. And it's scary. So that's, ghosting is a big one for why I feel like this is still going on. All right, and then another one, which is mainstream porn. Now, I'm not a fan of porn at all. The times that I viewed normal porn, heterosexual normal porn, I felt like I wanted to throw up. These women are just, they're getting all of their holes filled, and they're like choking on dicks, and it's just, women are just being degraded, and they are acting like they are having 10 orgasms, which is really impossible because it's usually penetration, and the majority of the women do not climax from penetration. A woman watching porn is like, yeah, right. And that's why men are being brainwashed and really thinking that that is the ultimate way of having sex. And that's not really exciting for women to sleep with a man who thinks that he needs to perform like they do in porn, because it's rather boring what happens in porn. It's really, I'll tell you a secret. Women have a very special little pleasure button on the outside. That's way more interesting for a lot of women to spend some time. That's just a suggestion. I'm not saying that we don't enjoy penetration. I mean, sometimes you just get this urge and you just want a man to like conquer you and just, but I feel like it's only interesting because you really have to open up. You have to let somebody enter your body. That's not just an easy transaction. It's not like shaking hands or something. This is actually letting somebody enter your body. And I don't think that for a lot of women this is just goes without feelings. And for me it's super intense. I don't let anybody just enter my body like that. It's I can't think of a more vulnerable place in my body, and so it's so special that it makes it exciting and beautiful to share that, and it can be super horny, but it's porn is just, that's why lesbian porn is so much more interesting, I think, for a lot of women, because then a lot of attention goes on the outside, more really to our pleasure organ, and you can just look at that from a women's point of view, and you're like, yeah, that's gotta be nice. So there you have it. Mainstream porn. Guys, just watch a bunch of lesbian porn and we'll connect a lot better, I think. And then the last point, why I think that women are struggling with their sexuality, is social media and the ideal women's body type. I think definitely for myself, I've noticed that when I feel attractive, when I've been working out, eating well, taking time to really groom myself, when I feel attractive, I get excited, I get horny. But when you feel like you have to live up to the social media ideal, which is unachievable, it's not real, then you will only be ashamed of your body and of yourself. And then, of course, you're not going to be, excited to get things going hot and steamy. Because that's, for women, I know that's so important to have a good feeling about yourself, that you're feeling yourself, that you're like, yeah, I know, I look good. But this is just what's going on is the unachievable social media body goals, and just let it go, Try to let that go because it's a fantasy. And I know that when I was in a relationship, my boyfriend at the time used to really look at all these fitness models that were just like parading in their lingerie and not having any fat at all, and not having stretch marks, not having any cellulite, nothing. And when you compare yourself, you're always selling short. Like, you're never gonna, they don't even look like that, They're probably insecure about themselves because they don't look like their photos. Or they're always cranky because they don't eat anything. As a woman, I know what it feels like. And I've struggled a lot in my 20s trying to be perfect. And right now I've just kind of let that go. And it's so liberating. And I can see the beauty of my body instead of the things that are not perfect. I see the things that I like. I actually took out my silicone implants. And I have nice little perky boobs now, instead of bigger porn breasts. Now I have little ones, and I could be self-conscious about that, but I'm choosing not to. They're small, but they're nice. And I think that the relationship that you have with yourself is so important. Just love yourself, be kind to yourself, and then just value yourself, respect yourself. If you respect yourself, others are going to respect yourself. That's the thing that I did wrong. For years, I tried to get my validation external, so from other men. If they saw me, or if they worshipped me, or if they thought I was someone, then I was good enough. And what's way more sexy and what's way more empowering is that you have that strength. You have the power to say, I am someone. You're lucky to be with me. Nobody else has anything to say about that, about your worth. And that's going to make your life so much more horny. I promise you. And what I wanted to say as well is, as women, we are sexual beings. We have an organ that serves zero purpose but pleasure. It's a whole organ. It's amazing. It's that little button on the outside. And it wouldn't be there if we wouldn't be sexual beings. We are. And we can get wonderful orgasms. And if we just stop feeling ashamed and start connecting with our bodies more, right now, at this moment, can you feel your reproductive organs? Can you feel your skin? Can you feel your nipples? Can you connect with that sexual side of yourself? If the answer is no, then maybe you've totally blocked your sexual side from the rest of you. And it's part of you. So I would just say explore yourself. You're just worth it to not feel shame, and you are worth it to have pleasure, to feel good, to feel euphoric, and have no inhibitions, you know? And with all that horrible stuff going on in the world, I think make love, not war is just so appropriate. Let's just enjoy our bodies and our sexuality and intimacy, love, no judgment, no excluding, just more understanding, more love, more peace. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. So, have fun exploring yourself, that side of you, and yeah, have a really good evening.